Okay, if you're in the inner circle and you have something that they talked about that you want to bring up, be sure to do that.
Alright.
Otherwise, the floor is yours.
I think we should just start out with our general opinions of the books. Do you guys actually like this book?
No.
It is
No.
Nah.
It's definitely.
I like that there's not too many characters.
Yeah, it's easier to follow.
Yeah.
Less confusing.
As much as I like the detail of like the setting and stuff, it gets so boring. Like they'll talk about like a door or something, you know,
Yeah.
like 2 pages.
And it's all symbolism.
And then it'll go back to like what they were actually talking about, and you're like, now I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You kind of just blank out when you're reading.
So today is our second Socratic seminar. Good, I'm glad. And a couple things before we get started. Make sure you are using the sentence starters. I know it seems really awkward and you all laugh when somebody says, I agree or I respectfully disagree, and you all go, hee, okay?
I can see why you believe this. I see this.
I know it's awkward right now, but try to do it because that's like professional, okay? And when you go to college and have actual jobs, you need to be professional. So practice it now before you're, you know, at your employers and somebody says something, you're like, hee.
I can't control myself.
Well, work on it. I'm going to be looking for the fact that you guys use the text when you speak, okay? So refer back to the text. And quality comments over quantity. If you say 10 things, like you speak 10 times and those 10 times are really just surface area things, you're not really getting into it, you're not building up other ideas, that's going to be worse than if you talk a couple times and they're really good comments that further their discussion. And if you are in the outer circle, you are listening and taking notes or writing questions. You are not on your phone, you're not interjecting, you're not having side comments, okay? So you're graded both when you're on the outer circle and when you're on the inner circle. Are there any questions?
I agree with Ian because they won't necessarily go back to the same place in Europe either. I mean, they're going back to Europe, but not exactly where they were before. Maybe.
I kind of disagree with Ian though, because in parts of the Bible, God does condemn divorce.
Not everyone is Christian, Nita.
Especially compared to just straight Christian society to Europe, like you can't, like here in Massachusetts is like really different from all of Europe.
Yeah, Europe in general is a lot more liberal, and well now it's a lot more atheist than our society. So it might have different moral standards.
I agree with Ian, not only because of the fact that they're moving to a different continent, but also because I think they're both finally like forgiving themselves and each other for what they've done. Like for instance on 191 it says like, wilt thou yet forgive me? She repeated over and over and over again, will thou not frown, will thou forgive? And then a little bit later he replies, I freely forgive you now, may God forgive us both, we are not Hester, the worst sinners in the world. So I feel like they can definitely live a happy life with each other because I feel like they're finally both forgiving, like I said, themselves and each other for what they've done.
I agree, and then this also goes in like the question, like, do you think like Hester is a hero after finishing the book? And like I personally don't think she's a hero because she committed a sin, like, so she, to me, like, she can never be a hero. Like I would never like look up to someone who did something bad like that. Even though she did change herself around, I would not consider herself a hero.
I think she's not a hero to most people, but maybe Pearl would see her as a hero because she did turn her life around, but she did it because Pearl needed her to.
I agree with what Nita's saying, but I disagree with how she's not a hero. I mean, she's an example of how even you could be from the far worst terrible sin, but through repentance and hard working, you can go anywhere. You can become respected in the society once again. And I think in that aspect itself makes Hester a hero and a model.